Other four, Messanso Mamunina Paba at the Ghanatube. So the four, Mamunim said, Siano, the new Chief Justice, the Sian Otina Kunyasono, Justice for Baffoe Boni, ye Mammy if Yakunyano sort of four, a month of a brainer on Mokas, Intino, Moshe Yea, for Baffoe Boni, the Sian John Dramani Mahama would declare as the new Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, no, aso. Or deserve that particular position now, position now John Dramani Mahama, any NDC aban or Modia Manu, a Sefatana, Anas and Sef Emfatano, Bebrenano Mababo and Tomacasi, oh, a Sefatana because Oba Akunyano so Anase, Obura a system new as a year, the Justice of the Supreme Court, no, just say what boy Jumayi Pan, time obey a lawyer now, did so many years ago, from 19 something. And Oba Betina Kunyano so just say, baby, offer ya, see, I don't know, Wababe PMU, I was the apex court and not the Supreme Court, no, just say, oh, deserve it because I don't know the senior most judge our system to know, baby, now say, oh, deserve that particular seat. For Momayanko, na Yankoti in Sema Echoes concerning the new Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Yapo Baffoe Boni, Yembra is here, Ghanatube.
Chief Justice that is coming on. We can modernize the courts and reduce some of these delays.
And talking about the new Chief Justice, that's the next issue because then it dovetails into the kinds of changes happening in the judiciary as we speak. Earlier in the week, the President, John Dramani Mahama, nominated the acting Chief Justice, Justice Paul Baffoe Boni, as the country's next Chief Justice. President has written to the Council of State seeking its advice on his choice of Justice Baffoe Boni to lead the judiciary as substantive Chief Justice as expected and enshrined in the constitutional provisions that the President will have to follow. He obviously will have to go through approval and so on. But he's been acting as Chief Justice since the latter part of April till now. And now he has been nominated for the substantive Chief Justice with the wealth of experience that he comes in with. At a time that the judiciary finds itself now, and all the issues that you have outlined, Justice Paul Baffoe Boni, the man for the job, you say?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We did this interview earlier in the week, and I said, he's a man for the job because, and I'm sure Prof had earlier on made the point, I think some months ago, about seniority, right? So on the Supreme Court bench, Baffoe Boni is the most senior. Even though Justice Amadou Tanko is senior at the bar, that's Amadou Tanko, and I think Mensa Bonsu. Yeah, they were called, yes. But in terms of the Supreme Court bench, Baffoe Boni is far senior to them because they came, was it sometime 2018 or 19, thereabout. Yeah, but Baffoe Boni has been on the bench from 1996 or 97. Yes. 96. Yeah, he started in the Circuit Court. Then the year 2000, Rollins appointed him to the High Court. Then 2006, Kufuor brought him to Court of Appeal. Then 2008, he made it to the Supreme Court, right? So I say that because he's the senior most, it's okay that it goes to him. And then more exciting is the fact that this is a Kufuor appointee to the Supreme Court. And we all know we don't want to play ostrich with it. To get to the Supreme Court, you don't write an exams. It's political connection. That's the first thing.
It's competence. It's competence.
I know that's the
you put competence over whatever connection you talk about.
So first of all, it's political connection.
It's political connection. That's what competence.
You are hoping that the president. But every appointment that is made by politicians, you are hoping that the president is competent. But the criteria is that you have to be appointed.
I don't think that it will even be fair to the people.
This is the process we have designed. Wait. This is not a bad commentary on the people. The process we have designed is that you have to catch the eye of the executive. That's it. So if you're talking about reform, we can reform it. But that's
I'm not saying it doesn't play a role. Do you put competence or political connection over competence? So-called.
Everybody is competent. So you see, the problem is that when I'm communicating, we are very little. I don't know, maybe in a minute you'll stop me. So I go straight for the jugular, the most important thing. Because if I go and start from competence, integrity, by the time coming to the most essential one, then you say no. So I'm going for the most important. When I finish that, you give me more time. Then I can go for the constant. So the constant is that he's been when I said he's been a judge since 1997, blah blah. I read all that. It's presumed that he's competent. That's why he's been there. If he wasn't competent, you'd have been removed a long time ago. So I won't waste any more time on the word competence. You see, so I go straight for the jugular. That is political connection. So the thing is that so he had enough political connection for Kufuor to take him to the Supreme Court, and that's 2008, right?
Yes.
Now. How many years on? Almost 16 years on. President Mahama is making him Chief Justice. So the point I want to say is that political connection with Kufuor means that he subscribes to the MPP ideology and philosophy. So for President Mahama to overlook Justice Puaman, who is Mahama's own appointee, it tells you that we've made a huge stride forward. It's huge progress because usually every president will want to appoint people who belong to their political persuasion. I mean the ideology. You see, the ideology, the philosophy. So to see that Justice Puaman is on the Supreme Court bench, yet President Mahama went for Baffoe, I think that yes, we should commend President Mahama for it. He didn't just say that, I'll look at my own appointee and give him the job. No. Says Baffoe, yes, you are Kufuor appointee, but you have the job because you are competent, you have this is the requisite integrity, etc. And most especially let's put another reason I'm excited that Baffoe is made it is that, you know, during the Kufuor time, Kufuor ostracized and hounded Baffoe ad nauseam, day in, day out. Baffoe, they wanted him to resign, from what I've heard from certain sources. They wanted him to resign. Godfrey Dami was sent to go and broker a deal.
The sources told you that?
Yes. And you know, I've said it a number of times here. If it was false, I'm sure it would have taken me on. They were hounding him out of office because Baffoe had the temerity to vote against Akufo-Addo in the election 2012 petition. Okay. You know the matter of the presiding officers who didn't sign the
signature.
If Baffoe had voted for Akufo-Addo, then it would have thrown the elections into a second round because all those constituencies, etc., they were to be nullified. You see, but because Baffoe didn't vote for Akufo-Addo on the bench at that time, when Akufo-Addo took office, Akufo-Addo never forgave Baffoe for it. So they gave him hell. It was pathetic. Even Jubilee House, for most part, was a no-go area. He wasn't welcome to the Jubilee House, etc. It was so horrible. Why do you think Akufo-Addo got that name, Nebuchadnezzar, etc.?
Is that to say that even though seniority is a big consideration at the bench, other elements could still water down that particular consideration of seniority?
Oh, absolutely.
The person can appoint anybody.
Anybody, just like, so let's go to Justice Tokonu. At the time she was appointed, she had at least not less than 7 seniors ahead of her. I think some people say 11, but I'm just, I think I've heard 11. So Baffoe is senior to her, right? On the Supreme Court bench. Puaman, Tanku, there's Avril Johnson, Mariama, Doji, of course, they have since retired, etc. There were a lot of seniors ahead of her, but she got the nod. Okay, so it's you will find a straight textbook on it. It's a lot of horse trading, negotiations here and there, but key among them, usually, presidents are looking for loyalty. They want to go to bed, in peace, or they sleep soundly knowing that if a case comes to the Supreme Court, they will win. You know how politicians are. They don't want to be saddled with Supreme Court losses here and there. They like to win. You see how the Dominovo case, when we sued, we sued on behalf of CDD, etc., ASEP, and all the One Ghana movement, etc. You see how the case delayed. It delayed because we were winning. Yes. You see, even though at a point we also contributed, there was fatigue, this up and down, very fast. At a point we also were tired, but bottom line, when the court, the key things are if the court wants to move, it will move. If you don't bring your issues, the court can sit there and say, look, these are the issues we've identified. We are going ahead with judgment. You remember when you want to see the speed, Oliver and Kofi is here. You a lawyer in the Asian, what's his full name? The pink sheet case.
Yes,
that they send you into their own offices one day that produce the issues and then let's adjourn for judgment.
They reconstituted the court in a different room. The justices went and sat there. They summoned the lawyers. They put us in a room to rewrite and amend the LI.
So the
reason why pink sheets today had the main that case and credit to my senior Shishi for him, you know. And when the court wanted to take action, in fact, the Supreme Court chamber was under renovation or something. They moved it into a different place. They finished the case. They ordered us into a room. We sat there for hours, redid that rule, came back and adopted it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have pink sheets. That election was going to go some other way. So if they want to do it, they will do it.
Yes. Yeah, so that's the point. So that's to buttress the point that when the court wants to move swiftly, they do it. But sometimes when strategic reasons,
when they want to find excuses to delay to
you say, yeah, so that's the point. So with all of this, I think that the appointment is good. Baffoe body is learned, I mean, from the 97, there about 96 as a circuit court judge. So it means that he's gone through, apart from the district court, meaning that he's gone through all the courts, circuit court to high court to court of appeal to Supreme Court. So hopefully that would show in his administration. And you see how earlier in the 2 days ago he met the Law Society of Ghana, the other umbrella group, and it's good. It's good that we're going to have a second bar association. Yeah, I welcome it, and it's good Baffoe Boni met them and told them, look, go through the law and be recognized. Because we don't want one bar association which will be hijacked by one political party.
Well, that's another side at the Supreme Court on this matter.
No, he said they should go through.
He's adding commentary.
I said that we don't want one bar association which has been hijacked by one political party.
You said,
and it's being used against the other political party. So when there are two, we'll get plurality of voice.
I think the distinction is important.
Yes, it's important so that people don't think he said it.
It will be ridiculous. He can't say that.
No. That's why the distinction is important.
But he couldn't have said that. Hey, you create trouble.
Because Oliver and Lama Tupebo are on the same tangent about this connection, as you call it. Are there not enough measures in place to ensure that even if you get to the apex with whatever connections you have, you are whipped in line in whatever you do, so that like people says, what a president will not want to go to bed worrying about
how
the judges would
so they want their lawyer friends.
Are there not structures in place to check that? If you go outside of what is prescribed, you could be petitioned and removed, as we have seen, is it not?
So, I mean, I'm going to speak on this from a constitutionalist point of view, and who is interested in constitutional reform.
Orofo when they breaking news about to you see Paul Baffoe Boni no eka kiti enko resign aden ye see ekwan ya Akufo Addo na ban edine fa so no na anu NPP for ye see sana Paul Baffoe Boni na nkase eye J.A. Kufuor ye former president J.A. Kufuor eno appoint no yi nu efi honum edine ba Supreme Court and there John Dramani Mahama so are appointing as Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. You get to Konufi on. Yes, a kwanya Akufo Addo in the fast on Keka Kitty Kapapano or person resigning. Yes, now I'm more forcing the same resigning because I just say on Yama be in favor NDP for Tina Akufo Addo Muna Bino on person Papano resigning, but Papano one resigning out of 4. We any breaking news about to Jai Ibisa say. Paul Baffoe Boni and nominating no and appointing as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana no the Juma Esueni as a position effecting an out of 4 way any discussions so amafu bia chena adua msukudi nyina bro e wo Ghana to the family if say we like no subscribe no share no my notification board so am say na be ya bring ya bibia do content say awo we jana tempa na watch me tell for aha and I made them say na be see Ghanatube so makra mu nyina bedamu nyina sibebre